In the last video, I told you the story of the first time I died. In this video, I want to share the story of how I came to befriend death. What I omitted in the last story was that I'd smashed up my leg so badly that nobody noticed 13 displaced vertebrae in my spine. And this comes into play later on in the story. So I learned how to walk and how to dance again. And I learned that I had a remarkable knack for seeing things that were needed and putting together programs that would fill that need and then going ahead and distributing it nationwide. And I just loved business. I loved making money. I loved just growing businesses. And I married a guy who loved that I loved that and was the perfect house husband. And all I had to do was go out and make money, which yay! And he took care of everything. It was wonderful. And I persuaded him to move to Australia so that I could have a larger pond to grow into. And everything was going so incredibly well until I was hit by a drunk driver at 24. And all of the old injuries were activated. And the biggest challenge that I had was when I went into stress, the soft tissue would swell at the base of my neck, blood would stop going to my forebrain, and I would have about 3 minutes before I blacked out. And I never knew if I would wake up from any of the blackouts. And it was a stressful time. I was blacking out several times a day at one point, and I had a daily opportunity to reevaluate my life. I walked with death for about 18 months. As the doctors tried to figure out if there was anything that could be done. Every morning I woke up and got to think about, all right, well, if I die today, what am I going to take to God as the sum total of everything that I did? Hey, God, I made all this money and I bought all these things, and it just didn't look so crash hot when I presented it all as the sum total of what I'd done on the planet with my time thus far. And that's when I came to befriend death. I mean, I wasn't scared of him anymore after that first time. Yeah, good on you. I'm ready. But the trick is not dying. The trick is living. And if you're going to be here, you might as well live. I got to look at how I was in the world, who I was in the world, how I was treating people, how I was treating myself. I got to review everything. Suddenly I understood truly the difference between urgent and important. How will this matter in a year from now? That was the question I would ask. How will this matter in 10 years from now, to determine whether it was important or simply urgent? But the biggest question, the biggest gift, the thing that I want to give you here right now, is if you died today, what would you take to God as the sum total of your life? This question helped me so much. It took a long time before I crafted an answer that I could be proud to take at any time, and it was, I made each life that I touched more joyful. I founded my life on that, and it worked out good till I added a whole new layer, but that's a different story for another time. In this story, I want to invite you to reconsider how you view death, especially if you're scared of him. What if we were able to accept his presence as a natural part of life, as a wake-up call to say, hey, how you living? Because all of us die, but not all of us live. Don't be afraid of death. Be aware of him, and let him be aware of what you're doing in and with and as this life. So that's what I wanted to say. Thanks for listening.